All right, for this war, we have Apocalypse, Kingpin, and CGR bans. All right, before going through this, just remember Herc is whitelisted, so option. But taking a look at Boss Island first, Fury, you've got Domino and Kitty Pryde. Nova, you've got Sorcerer Supreme and Diablo or Chavez. Misty, you have Magneto or Kitty. Apocalypse, you have Chavez or Nimrod. Mole Man, you can probably go with Domino. You could also use Sunspot. Just avoid taking blocked hits, really, which would still be tough. You could probably still use Valkyrie there, too, and just build the first Pierce buff. Sasquatch, you have Human Torch, Archangel, and S99. Korg, you have Omega Red and Diablo or Kitty. And then P99, you have Gallon, and I'm sure Rolk or Domino with her Trinity would work. 1 through 3 on the way out. Thing, you have Gallon, you have Void, you have S99, Path 1, Omega Sentinel, Nimrod for Sauron, and then S99, even Quicksilver for Wong. Path 2, Mojo, Titania or S99, and for Domino, Omega Sentinel or Nimrod, Odin pre-fight for safety, and then Surfer, you can just bring a bleed immune, White Magneto, Claire, great options as well. 4 through 6 on the way out, Cersei, Chavez, Diablo. Bishop on the way in, Kitty Pryde or Archangel. Path 4, Fury or Shang-Chi for spam. And then Warlock or Nimrod for Immortal Abomination. Path 5, Mephisto, you have Kitty Pryde, you have Human Torch with Nova Flame, and then Absman, Human Torch, Nova Flame again, or Human Torch, just regular flame. Or you could use Mr. Negative. Path 6, Annihilus, either of the Magnetos, or Diablo, or Sorcerer Supreme, or Absman. Scorpion, you've got Fury, you've got any poison immune, or you've got Shang-Chi. 7 through 9 on the way out, Rintra, you can get away with Diablo, you can get away with Human Torch and Nova Flame, you can get away with Archangel. On the way in, Doom, Magneto, or Thing. Path 7 there, Havoc, you have Nimrod or Omega Sentinel, and then for Tuma, you can go with Havoc as well, or Omega Red. Path 8, you can take the whole thing with Chavez or Diablo, and then Path 9, you can take the whole thing with Ant-Man, or you can S99 it and just hit into block the whole way. Looking back at Section 2, 1 through 3 on the way in, Infamous Doom, you've got Gallon or Doom with Mr. Fantastic Synergy. Middle minis, Maw, you've got Human Torch with Nova Flame, or you can go with Mr. Negative. Can get sketchy with Mr. Negative though. Spot, you've got Havoc, or you can use Scorpion. Section 1, 1 through 3 on the way out, Terrax, you got Diablo or Omega Red. Path 1, you can Omega Red the whole thing, or you can use a Mystic option for Crossbones or Kitty Pryde. Mystic Subdue option for Crossbones, and then Kitty Pryde. And then for Mangog, you could use Titania or S99. Path 2, Longshot, Titania or S99, and then Weapon X, Nimrod or Omega Sentinel. And then Path 3, Gallon or Hulkling for Nimrod. 4 through 6 on the way out, Chavez, you've got Doom, Quicksilver, or Chavez. Path 4, Killmonger, you've got Omega Red, or you can use Nimrod. Path 5, you can take the whole thing with Chavez, or you can split them up and use Claire for Hulkling, and then White Magneto for Valkyrie. And then Path 6, Tigra, you've got Doom, Human Torch, Mr. Negative, pretty much everyone. 7 through 9 on the way out, Arcus, you got Diablo, you have Rolk. And then Path 7, Kingpin, you've got Omega Red as your best option. You can kind of risk it with someone else. like Havoc. However, he will be unblockable and gaining a lot of power. I think that's strictly an Omega Red fight with Apocalypse out. And then Dragon Man, you've got Scorp, you've got Nebula, you've got Mr. Negative. Path 8, Mordo, and then you take with Doom or Thing. And then Path 9, Void, you've got JP, Shang-Chi, Rolk, and then for Null, Rolk, Shang-Chi, JP as well. So that does it for defense. Let's take a look at attack. All right, so War 4 is against the #1 War Alliance GT40. Today I'm going to be taking in Thing, Ant-Man, and White Magneto. White Magneto is just coming for pre-fights. I've got Path 8 in Section 1 and Path 9 in Section 2. No mini-bosses assigned this war. So Thing coming for the first time ever in war. Ant-Man, actually, the last time I used him was with New Nation against GT40. Mordo here on Path 8 in Section 1. Nothing really to worry about. Thing is a subdue attacker, so we're going to have that neutralize available to prevent buffs, and therefore we can kind of prevent both the no-hit mercy or the power gain or the snowballing. So White Magneto pre-fight here to prevent the evade. I'm just going to smack him around and bait out special attacks when I feel like he's going to throw him, mostly when his power gain timer is at its peak. But this Mordo AI kind of plays a funny little game. I'm assuming it's because the power gain's not there. He doesn't have to be as defensive. So there are a couple times where I go in just to hit his block like there, and he just decides to throw a special attack. And I assumed he wasn't going to. Wasn't really focused on which specials to use or how many rock stacks I had. I just wanted to get Mordo down quickly and make sure I prevented buffs. So there's no rotation here I planned on sticking with. I just kind of want the invulnerability boost that I used for this fight to carry over to the next fight. So it's going well. One more special from Mordo should do it, and then we're going to close it out with a special too. So easy fight. He's not a tactic defender or anything like that, and he's not on a path that's difficult. Okay, so Thing's main purpose was this next fight, Doom on 26 Conflictor. This is a rank 5 Doom. I am using a rank 4 Thing Max Sig. So my game plan here, since we have a White Magneto pre-fight, we're going to be parrying a lot, and that's good. It's going to help us build rock stacks without actually taking too many blocked hits. My plan was to parry full combo, and originally I had planned so that I could turn over rock stacks faster to use special 1. And I actually used special 1 here after, I believe, this first special 1. And I just completely brain farted on the fact that he has his aura up. So parry, bait out this special 1, and then I'm going to retaliate with special 1. And of course, when I throw the special 1, the last hit resists. Luckily, the AI plays nice, doesn't retaliate, and I don't do that ever again. I didn't want to do special 2. I didn't want that stun to get chewed up by Conflictor and give him more power gain. And I didn't want a special 3 because that's going to give me 2 buffs, and I didn't want that to feed Mystic Dispersion. So the plan here was to always fully dex his special 1, full combo him right after the special 1, and then throw a parry in. And that's all I did this fight. Constantly baiting special 1, full combo after throwing the special 1, land a parry. That way I was always hitting him, I was always building rock stacks, and they were either falling off from having over 15, or they were falling off from the bleed phase of Hazard Shift. So I sped this up for you guys because this is pretty much the fight. I don't throw another special attack, I don't throw anything, and I don't do anything differently from here on. I managed to go the entire fight without getting hit with special 1s. So if you want to count every special 1 Doom through and see how many I fully dexed, that's what this fight was. As we got down to the last minute or a minute and a half, I started to get a little bit concerned. Thought I was going to get close to timing out. It's actually at the halfway point. We're at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and he's at 50% health. But I figured we didn't have Furies at the beginning. Now we have all 60. And at that point, I don't really have to worry about the parry after the special 1, or after the combo of the special 1. I can just combo and bait special 1s repeatedly. So it started speeding up here in the last half. And right about a minute 30, it looked like I was going to close the fight. So after the last special 1 and a full combo, I end up throwing special 3 just to finish it off. So right here into special 3, and that would finish the fight. So didn't lose much health at all. Rank 5 ends up being somewhat of an easy task. We move on, path 9, both defenders here, perfect for Ant-Man. Ant-Man doesn't gain any buffs, and he's shock immune. So my game plan here was not to focus on getting as many fatigue buffs as possible before throwing special 2, because if you go for max, you're going to frustrate the heck out of yourself. And honestly, Spidey Supreme here could have just been back-to-back special 2s with power backs, but my game plan going in was to throw special 1, build whatever fatigue I could off of the unsteady debuff from the glancing, and then as we maintain those fatigue buffs, build the special 2 while we wait out bleed phases, and then when we get to special 2, throw it, convert all the fatigue to poison, and then do the same thing if they end up living in time for us to get to the second special 2. So here's the first special 1. I'm going to end up blocking a lot, especially all of the special 1, so that we can build some fatigue. As we build the special 2, I'm going to, from time to time, retaliate his heavy, just so that we can use some pin particles to refresh our fatigues so that they don't expire before we get to special 2. During the bleed phase, I did decide that if the timer is getting low, I would hit him once, but once it's in the shock timer, I'm full combo. There is one point during this fight, I think it's right as I'm about to build the special 2, honestly, or as I'm about to throw it, that I don't care that he has a special 2. I know I can dex the whole thing. So the little red numbers aren't a big deal to me. I'm waiting for this bleed phase to end before I go into special 2. And now that it's ended, I throw the special 2 right away. We convert the fatigue to poison. He's pretty much done. And down goes Spidey. So super easy, super safe. And then we move on to Manthing. First fight actually went fast enough that the combat regen is still there, so I'm not going to heal completely full. I'm going to let that boost heal us or top us off in the fight. I had planned on using a PS1 if that combat regen had fallen off, so that we can get to the special 2 or get through the rotation a bit faster. Manthing, you couldn't do the back-to-back special 2 strategy without building poisons, just because he has that whole crit damage reduction ability. So it's just better get to the special 1 like we did against Spidey Supreme, and then get to the special 2 while maintaining our fatigues. So I make one slip up here, I retaliate. Manthing's heavy a little too quickly in the moment, and he's still unstoppable during it, and end up getting smacked. And there we were waiting out the bleed, we're in shock, so we go into that special 1. It was actually right after this, I saw the nullify, and it kind of made my heart skip, thinking he might have gained some power, and then we just go into that too soon. But it's fine. Doesn't do any damage, really. Finally get that special 2 out. Bleed phase, gonna wait it out. Same thing as Spidey Supreme. We're gonna take our 1 opening during bleed to refresh our fatigues so that we can get to special 2 with the most fatigues. Convert all those to poisons, and now we're back through the same routine. So this Manthing has about 100k more health than Spidey Supreme did. They're both rank 4s. And you can see here, even though we finished that special 2, he's nowhere near dead, but it's fine. We're not going to actually make it to a second special 2 before he KOs from poison and from being hit. So health going down, 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 just ticking away. So Ant-Man, perfect for this path when the champions allow it. Instead of trying to force a counter that actually gains buffs against Spidey Supreme. And he's just the slow burn champ. It's not too quick. It can be with back-to-back special 2s, but with enough pin particles, but doesn't really need to be. And then this last bit is done. So that did it for my war. Pretty good war for me. RBG died 3 times to GT40's 0 times, and we actually lost this war 8-0. So GT40, I'm not sure if you guys are aware, has only died 2 times in 4 wars, and it was their first war. So they've donated 3 wars in a row. So even if we had pulled off a no-death war, which Salty did last war, we would not have won this war because of time. But still, this was progress in the right direction. Last war we died 10 times. This war we only died 8. And it's arguably a much stronger defense than the one we faced last war. So pretty happy with that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit subscribe, give it a like, and I will catch you guys at the next war.